You have the right to remain silent.
Uplink acquired. Your uplink connected. Your team scored.
Thanks to the high success of Overwatch, hero-based shooters have seen an exponential amount of growth, whether you are titles such as Paladins, or even more classic titles such as Team Fortress 2 or Dirty Bomb. You are seeing your player base steadily grow. However, few developers have been able to actually jump in and master the art of class-based shooters. To show they have the capability to do so, Cliff Bleszinski formed his new studio, Boss Key Productions. Many of you may be familiar with his name because he is the creator of Gears of War and the newly found title LawBreakers, the moniker itself being an indication upon the two teams in which players will take part of, the Law and the Breakers, each team offering the same classes but different characters for each of the classes, who also come with their own unique appearances. Since each of the classes, as stated, are unique to themselves, each of them do offer differentiated playstyles. Characters such as the one on screen are highly mobile. This allows them to be ones to dispatch characters, but also to endure and succeed at the game's multiple game modes, which are commonly attack and defend style modes, with a few King of the Hill style modes put into the mix. Primarily, players will come up to games such as Uplink and Blitzball, as those are two of the game's most common modes that it seems to be playing at this time. If those are something you want to bypass, custom matches are able to be done. Even though custom matches do require invites, you can fill a lobby thanks to the use of social media and or even communities based upon which platform you play it on, whether you're on PC or PlayStation 4. While this does sound a minuscule deal, LawBreakers, even as the newest entry, is one that has a chance to highly succeed in competition with Overwatch. While Overwatch has seen steady growth for the past year and even celebrated multiple events to keep it currently available and highly enjoyable, that is not something that LawBreakers has to do. Since LawBreakers does have the promise of new characters and new maps in the future, it's a game that is unique not because of how Overwatch plays or even how Overwatch has succeeded. Instead, it's a game that highly succeeds upon its use of gunplay as well as low gravity, since low gravity is the focal point of the game's development and will remain a focal point of the entire game. It is noted that the game does require a set amount of skill. This amount of skill that you have is completely based upon your own limitations, whether you can maneuver quickly through low gravity or if you're better off by staying out of low gravity and fighting from a distance, much as players already do with Overwatch, using either the jump meta or characters who allow them to stay further in the back. Unlike its competitor title Overwatch, LawBreakers does do away with the cartoony appeal to it, and it goes for a more realistic approach, something that is more commonly seen in Cliff Bleszinski's past works with titles like Unreal. For those of you wondering, yes, this is very much so like Unreal Tournament 3 in the fact that the game is very fast-paced, but also goes for the more grittier art style, while it also offers lavish and very lively maps for you to enjoy. Even though the scenery is lively and rather colorful, do take note that the game does approach gameplay quite differently to this. Characters such as the Titan offer high impact damage and close range combat. Something that the game itself feeds upon is the fact that its classes are more notable than that of Overwatch's, allowing players to adapt to multiple playstyles. While the game does not have snipers like Overwatch, the comparisons can be drawn in the fact that characters like the Gunslinger do offer such a deal. For players who enjoy close quarters combat with the shield deploying Winston, may actually find enjoyability within the game character Titan, who does have his or her own Tesla-type shotgun. Characters such as Wraith fill in the spot for Genji, who players would like because of the fast-paced combat, but also the fact that the character deals damage at high amounts at high speeds, but can only take a few hits of his own. Even though the character in the Wraith class does have medium to short range damage and shines the best at close range, characters such as the Battle Medic easily offset this by allowing herself to heal her own teammates, but also deal a notable amount of splash damage by using her grenade launcher. If you're a Breaker, you're going to be playing a Mel. Either or, both of these characters offer a substantial amount of damage, but also versatility, as they do play a key part in all team compositions. Whether you want to be a medic or not, there's always the ability to try and push your team the distance that they need in order to win. While the class itself does seem limited in 0G, the class does offer up a capability to maneuver very quickly, but also play a substantial role into the success of any team. That being said, LawBreakers is well known for its diverse cast, whether the character classes themselves and or the character's race. This is highly appreciated, as it does show that no matter what race you are, or even what color your skin is, you can play an important role in any feature or portion of any game. While the game itself, as stated, does pride itself upon its limited game modes and its few maps that it currently does have, zero gravity, as stated, is the key feature in the game here, and it's a key feature that Boss Key Productions should be rather proud of, even as their game's release has already happened. Even with 22 hours of low gravity combat, I still feel that there is still a little bit left to be desired from the game's future development cycles. This means that I would love to see maps that take full advantage of low gravity, but even classes that take even more advantage of the low gravity itself, offering new weapons and utilities that could take combat in low gravity to a whole new level. Even though this may not happen in the nearby future, it does leave a little bit to be desired out of future development cycles, since Boss Key has stated that they will be helping and consistently keeping this game alive over the next few years, or even until the player base starts thinning out. We can go with comfort knowing that Boss Key Productions has struck gold and will continue to strike gold even though the game has been off to a slow start. With that being said, Boss Key Productions has managed to do what many other shooters have not. While Call of Duty certainly has been trying to get into the hero shooter genre, they have fallen short at every corner that they cut. Boss Key Productions, on the other hand, has not, which puts them on par and competitively cut against games such as Overwatch and Paladins, which have seen success because of their approach to the shooter genre. Since this game is highly developed around its shooter aspect as well as its hero aspect, LawBreakers is a game that successfully molds both arena shooter and hero shooter in all into one package, and does so with elegantly in comparison to what any other shooter has done so far. Even though Overwatch is the first time for Blizzard, it does seem that the game itself has forgotten where its roots are from, and even forgets what balancing issues are. This is certainly something that does come around with LawBreakers, but it's not a problem that can't be fixed in future updates, since characters such as Wraith and Assassin are the big go-to characters at this moment. At its $30 price mark, Boss Key Productions has managed to hit LawBreakers with an 8 out of 10 here at Blast Away the Game Review. Even though this game does have some tweaking that needs to be done, it does seem that Boss Key Productions has done everything right to provide a AAA experience at a $30 mark without needing to cut any corners. With that being said, I wanted to give a huge thank you again to Boss Key Productions and Nexon for the review code. I'm your host here at Blast Away the Game Review, Dustin Murphy, and thank you for tuning in.
Enemy scored.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Ball spawning. Ball in play.